uh, Waking up to Kalina is such a wonderful thing. Thank you guys for coming in so quickly. I appreciate it. Bloodhaze, how's it going? Genesis. I just can't get enough of her. Just brightens my day. Just brightens my day. Just makes me feel so good to see the lovely Kalina. She's such a gamer. It's a nightmare. She's a gamer. Genesis, she's a gamer. She's a gamer girl. She's an e-girl. Working on some videos this morning. I'll be making more like during the streams, because like during the streams I'll be like recording some stuff during the streams. That'll be for like guides and stuff for YouTube, just to get kind of going on that. Hopefully, my hope is that this company is they've already added so much since I played in 17. Hopefully they're working on like another like big thing, whatever it is. Then we'll be able to play it and make videos that would be considered new, like new content, So we'll be good. We'll be set up good for that in the future. There just ain't no other game that's going to measure up to this game that I know of. I'm not sure yet if there's going to be anything. But I got to let the hair grow out a little bit, and then, for $5, you'll look 10 years younger for $5, with the hair color. 540, that's right. Yeah, I was up a lot earlier. I got up at 4. I did this is the Fisher. I set it to where only it's going to catch blue and yellow fish. It didn't catch very much through the night. This is about 6 hours of fishing. And so you could go a very long time. The problem is it consumes stamina, even if you don't catch blue or yellow. So I might as well catch like green and up, because I got plenty of slots. So I'll set it to be a little bit better, a little bit more lax. No whitefish. I'll go green, yellow, blue. I think yellow and blue is what the Imperial Fish Trader takes. We're going to test that out right now. I am totally a morning person. Yeah, there's a lot of games people are waiting for, and then the game comes out. Everyone dives into it. And then eventually you just don't hear about it anymore. There's going to be people still playing it because they love it or whatever. Or they're going to wait like for something new to come out, or it just kind of phases away. The big hot game, think about the big hot games that came out in recent months. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Why isn't that like I don't hear much about it anymore. You gotta have staying power as a game. Everyone floods in. The latest Halo. Everyone floods in, and then it just kind of like, well, I played it, I did this, and then people move on to another game. I don't know. I like some stability. I like to have maybe one, maybe two games that I could just stick with, follow through till they're, all the way through their life cycles. I would prefer having something like that so that I can really invest in a game and really get as much out of it as possible over time. This is Earl Grey tea. The little pod, the pod tea. This is pod tea through the Keurig. We have 14 seals. Let's see what we get here on this. Yeah, I think you have a valid point there. There's too much power in the hands of too few people, and the companies are feeding into that as well. They're feeding into it. You know, for FPSs, they'll just jump on. They'll just use like someone like Shroud, let's say. For MMOs, or whatever, they'll jump into like Asmongold and his little operation. And he'll just leave those games for dead as soon as he's like done exploiting or having everyone give him everything. And these companies just continue to fall for it. They should know these some of the big streamers, they do not care about your game. They do not. They care about having enough money to retire early, if they so choose. Tyler on League of Legends just keeps going. He streams League every night. He's got upwards of 20,000 viewers, and he just keeps going and going and going, and I can appreciate that, you know. One man, one game. I totally can appreciate that. Let's get this trade. So it's going to take blue and yellow. I think that's what it takes. So I got 14 seals. Let's see what I get on this trade. Do I need any... I don't know if you... No, there's no distance bonus on fish. I could have trade potions or whatever. This is going to help with trade, right? Just trade. Let's check. Oh, yeah, it's got to. 44.24. And 51.28. Okay, so that's a nice bump. Ooh, we are master on fishing. Master on fishing. We're master on cooking too. We hit that yesterday off stream. So 30 levels of master. Yeah, thanks, Jens. I appreciate that. I think you are an introvert. Okay, so we share a common interest. I'm a huge introvert. Why I stream, I do not know, but I am a huge introvert, like massive. Are you? Let's see. I think if you were noms, if you're actually noms, which I don't remember, then that means you really, like, remember Warframe? Were you the one? You were into Warframe. Weren't you? Weren't you into Warframe? And you gave me like some outfits and stuff, some primes or whatever it is. If I remember correctly, you were huge on that. How's it going? Log in? There is patch notes for tomorrow in this game! Exclamation patch. I know Login probably. I know Login's interested. He loves BDO. Probably plays it all day long. Let's check the seals. And maybe we'll go to the patch notes and make quick videos on that. We're going to make videos during the stream. That's the intent of what I'm going to try to do on occasions. Quick videos. We got to salvage that YouTube channel. Yay. 20, so we went, guys, this is crazy. 2,000 seals is a very long way away, guys. We got a lot of fishing to do. If I ever, there's a lot of fishing to do in the future before I get 2,000 seals. All right, I think we're just going to get off this character now. Or just drink some tea and get him back over to the beach, I guess. while I'm like just drinking some tea. It's not far away. Let's set him up for fishing tonight. And there's a repair dude over here too, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, he's going to go riding on the beach, I think. It's going to be his Charlton Heston moment. Damn you all to hell. You really did it. Didn't you? Maybe that was someone else. Yeah, there was someone that I thought it was Noms or whatever that gave me a bunch of stuff. People were giving me all kinds of stuff in Warframe. What a weird game. Who's Rebecca Black? Who is that? You're not talking about that singer. Is that the singer that does Fridays? Oh, it is. It is. Hey, man. One YouTube video with a catchy song could potentially make you famous. Why is this guy burning through so much stamina so fast? These guys. I gotta keep a close eye on these dudes. These guys. Oh, I gotta make scarecrows and stuff for my farm login. I got all kinds of stuff to do. We gotta read over the farming stuff. You can make irrigation systems. You think I'm gonna play any other video game? The stuff you can do in this game? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, onions are ready. Oh, okay, this guy, gotta get him back there. And hot peppers are ready. Okay, cool. So I'll rotate into the farmer. Then do the delivery. I think I'll make a quick video on the best items to cook for Imperial delivery. Already working on another video for the cocoa suit. I'll finish the edits like off stream later today. I gotta hit the grocery store like later today, so... What time is it? I mean, today's stream will be... It'll still be a good long stream for me. I mean, we'll hit 4 hours for sure. When the song came out, let's see. What year did the song come out? I mean, it's probably a long time ago. The time passes so fast. I certainly wasn't streaming, that's for sure. I don't know what year that came out. Actually, I'm not sure. It depends. One of the big things on YouTube used to be the Hitler. Remember the Hitler reactions? There was a movie there was a movie that had a scene. Oh, okay. There was a movie that had a scene where Hitler was meeting with his generals, and they would take that and insert text on things. They did it for Justin Bieber. They did it for the Friday song. I don't know what's called. Hitler reacts to the song kind of thing. The one for Friday was really good. Now, what's ironic about that song is, it was a meme thing. What's ironic about the song is that there's some truth to it. When I was in high school, whoever was driving to take us all to school, the seats seemed to be very important to us at the time. What seat are, who gets shotgun? It's like someone driving us to school, the seat we sat in seemed to be important to us at the time for some reason. I don't know why, but it was. Let's get this freak back to the beach and repair this. Starting to get a little bit more familiar here. Storage keeper here, trade there, and this should be repair. Not that, repair. This guy's ready for tonight's adventures of fishing. I think we'll go green, blue, orange. instead of just blue-orange on the fish. And we'll just pop this buff for tonight too. The buff you get at the event. Ooh, I was so excited yesterday getting that Coco outfit. Okay, 10 hours. Maybe I'll fish over here tonight for these other buffs. 2 different areas to fish in, 2 different materials for buffs. Unfortunately, those buffs end after the event, but there are some vendors here that sell some very good things, and I will be bringing my Shai over here to pick those up daily. For life skilling, there's some very good things I want. Let's roll the dice, guys. No. How's it going, Moonraven? Thank you for coming in. And you guys know, we talk about gaming in addition to the gameplay here. I got to get on my season character and do some questing today. I'll show you what I did off stream. I went into Braxia yesterday. You can't do anything there with the NPCs because I got to finish Valencia first. So it's got conditions before I can interact with everyone. Okay, this guy's ready for tonight. Let's go to the farmer and pick up some crap over there. And get some plants down. How's it going, Seth? Thank you for coming in. Thank you, guys. And or girls. When we get to the Shai, we'll be probably recording a quick video on the best items to cook for Imperial delivery and doing the delivery and stuff like that. We'll eventually get over to the season character, and there'll be some mob killing, and I got to continue with the questing in Camasilvia. Camasilvia, not Valencia. No, you have to finish Camasilvia before you can do Draxia, based on what I saw yesterday with the NPCs. Look at this, man. This is why Neverwinter sucks and always will suck. They never think outside the box for you to, like, you know, to work, to, like, have your own farms and, you know, they just never think outside. It's all the same crap. So let's get this stuff down and get new plants in the ground. Looking back on it now, the Sea of Moving Ice fishing could have segued into like more of this kind of stuff. And that could have tied in with trade with the game with Lady Begum, to where you can potentially grow things and through some systems and package and deliver to the South Seas Trading Company. But no. But let's say that, I mean, they have the workshop. So they could use the workshop system to make it to where you could package things together and deliver it to Lady Begum. So they don't have to go crazy. They could all I asked them 3 years ago to like take what you did in mod 15, and every mod you come out with should be a new implementation of trade with Lady Begum. Tracy, as I call her. Are these done? These are done. Let's get the onions down. Then we'll pick the others so I don't mess up. It's just so, they just like, and there's things there they can do and they just don't see it. They should have trade with the game every mod that keeps you in the game, keeps you in your workshops. Ba 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 ba. Package stuff up, deliver to, it's like Imperial Delivery. It's Lady Begum, South Seas Trading Company is like Imperial Delivery in this game. They could really expand on that. No. Let's remove areas and then reintroduce them with heroic encounters in them. Who's like sitting around the table there? See, Julia's no help because she doesn't even play the game. So she's not going to help with ideas like that. Onions. Oh, I can't wait to start barter on this game. Eventually. When we look at the Corsair again, I'm going to show you the Grumpy Green webpage for truly building out a diver. It's pretty incredible. We're going to have to get to Port Rat for a quest line over there at some point. Hopefully there's a taxi I can take to get there. I think there is. That's down. So these are hot peppers. So we'll pick these and then put down hot peppers. We're prepping for Balenos meals. Prepping for Balenos meals. Black magic filled gems. Oh, really? Yeah. Those are upgrades for the clothes or the logias. I forgot. They're coming in pretty good. It depends on where you go. I mean, I go to some areas and all of a sudden it's like, wow, all this stuff's dropping. I got them from gathering. Gathering wolves, butchering wolves. I was getting tons of them when I was doing that. Thanks, Seth. Loot scrolls, you mean, yeah, you can go, loot scrolls. Loot scrolls. Yeah, I think that should always be running. Should always be running. That's a good call on that. I need to look at the farming codex again. I think there's a... I think I should be making a scarecrow or scarecrows in a wood workshop to help me out here. I need to look into that again. I was looking at the codex last night in-game. It had a good write-up on farming. And I forgot how I got to that, to be honest. I really did. I forgot. Maybe I did something like this. Did I click? No. I forgot how I got into that codex for the farm, but I could go somewhere and do a search, I guess. Okay, these were hot peppers. Let's get more hot peppers now. And they can only do, it's 2 ticks per plant on the hot peppers. We get 5 down. These are still growing. And then we'll make sure we get, yeah, we're out of fertilizer, so that's probably why they're growing so slow. Don't plant where the rocks are. It'll get stuck. Found that out firsthand. I'll show what I did off stream yesterday. As always, we go over everything. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's it. You can only do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's 2 ticks each. Okay, that's going. Let's just drop a little bit of fert. These plants, you can even see them visually change. I have so many things I want to do. And I just need to... I need to just kind of like, okay, you know, we'll get there. Yeah, here's logs. I did some chopping yesterday just to have enough logs. I could go into, like, get to the point where I got a wood workshop. We'll take a quick look at what you can do there. Okay, let's pop a couple. We don't need... This is a pretty good underground water here. I don't need to pop a lot of these. Onions, pepper, hot pepper. And then at night, I just... some of my characters, I just go and get some milk. Luckily, the milk is 10 energy, so that you don't have to just do it, like, forever. 10 energy per squeeze. These poor cows. Cow's like, that's for my kid. What are you doing? Show some respect. Well, let's throw one more water down. And we're holding... Let's dump this stuff off in the bank and then get back over here. And then we'll be ready for later. Try to get workers with the most amount of stamina to attend the farm, because they consume stamina for every action they do. So you're just going to want, like, if you can get 30 giants, I guess that would be the best. Unless there's something I don't know. And there's a lot I don't know. This summer event, I think, ends on the 28th. We have 538 crates ready for delivery. So I made more crates yesterday. So we're in a very safe place. I can skip a couple days on the delivery because we got enough here. We'll keep stacking the Witch's Delicacy, put it on to an alt, and then pop that. I gotta look, see where my family fame is. There's probably some money sitting there. I think that maybe that's at the Central Marketplace. Whew. When I get back to the Corsair, we're gonna go over the web page on really building out a diver. So it's pretty interesting. Get this in. Black and some stuff I'll just move off of here just to keep so we got slots because we got a lot of new stuff coming in. Onions, good onions. So we'll keep stacking. I have 1,500 onions in Valley. I've already got 1,200 here and I just started yesterday. So we'll just keep stack, grow, grow, grow. Because I'm doing this, the pickled vegetables now, the inputs for that, I'm going to have to be buying more of those from the NPC instead of growing them myself. So there is nothing to stop me from already starting to make Balenos meals. If I can, why not start making them for when I get to Guru, prep for Guru. And even the stats on Balenos are pretty good. I think you get gathering, and on the special Balenos, I think it's +2 to gathering. So the Balenos I'm going to be using for the trade is also going to be good for me to use. So that's good. We are going to be farming the clams, whatever those things are, the clams. We're going to be making hard-boiled shellfish, and that again, the shellfish itself has a nice buff for, which is going to feed into the diving. So we'll take a look at all of that stuff. This is what I expect in a MMO. This is what I expect how it to be. Okay, let's get this guy back, and we'll get to the Shai. And yes, that's exactly right. But let's look that up, Crazy, since you brought it up. Do I have... Let's bring that up. And remember, we're talking about, like... Anyway, let's just bring that up and take a look since you brought it up. Can I go... I'll bring up monitor capture in a moment. I'm really starting to like the BDO Lytics website. Really starting to like it. Seafood cron meal. Oh, you can use Bolanos as inputs to that, so that's not bad. You can use Bolanos. So look, 3 Bolanos. What else is involved? Sute tea? Savory steak? Is that like... I don't know. I can't... I gotta line these up. But anyway. What is like... I need to get like a... I'm still like when it comes to websites. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know. Seafood cron. Cooking alchemy time, minus 0.6. Life experience processing, gathering +2. Gathering +2. Fishing. Weight limit, life skill mastery. 2 hours. But then there's also special Bolanos meal. Movement speed, fishing speed, gathering speed, rank 2. And I'll have these already, because I'll be making Bolanos meals. I don't know if the special is a potential byproduct. This is going to be probably my Bible for swimming and underwater gathering. Will probably be this webpage right here. To some degree. Look at the hard-boiled shellfish. Gathering +2. Underwater breathing another 10 seconds. And I'll be making these with I believe, with the giant pearl oysters. I believe this will be the input to make the hard-boiled shellfish. So it'll kind of all help itself. So this will be a pretty good guideline for me. Yesterday was huge for me because Jim came in and said, why don't you make Balenos meals instead of Valencia? And I'm like, well, let's take a look. I'm like, what the heck? It's going to be so much easier to make Balenos meals than Valencia for me. Are you kidding? Let's get this guy parked over here, and in the future we'll probably be expanding the farming operation greatly. I gotta find that codex again. The game actually did a very good job explaining some of the stuff on your farming that I haven't even looked at yet. Is it wood workbench? No. It's, what is that called? Carpenter. Carpenter? Let's check that one. Carpenter Workshop. Scarecrow? Scarecrow. Here's irrigation system for the farming. And I need to find that codex again. It explains this stuff without searching on the internet. I just don't remember. I just don't remember where I found that description. Is it going to be like here and adventure board? God, I wish I would have remembered. There's just so many adventures guide. Let's see, can I do a search? Just a global search. I don't even remember. Yeah, crazy. The thing is, you know, I think people should just be able to do what it is they want to do. That's actually a good spot, Sloppy. It's hard to find flat land. But that's over in Velia. Yeah, I'll make note of that. I'm definitely going Balenos. It would be so much easier for me. We'll see, though. I just want that money. And Balenos is, I like the buff. Okay. Where do I... I was looking at this yesterday. Crafting notes. Installing a scarecrow in your garden will decrease the rate of bird attacks. It takes up 1 grid, but like, what do bird attacks do? I don't even know if my crops have been attacked by birds. I don't even know. Bird attacks probably slow down the farm. The only thing I could think of on stuff when it comes to the farm is speed. Speed. So I haven't seen any bird attacks that I know of. I haven't seen any. Can I just do a search on farming? It's not here. It's like, it's in another place. Crafting notes, adventures guide. Can I do a search here? Search, search, search. Recommended content guide. Main adventures guide. Convenience features. Life. Nothing here for farming, huh? I was looking at it yesterday and I was just like, they did a good write-up on farming yesterday. Garden? Is this it? This is it. Installing fences, planting seeds, crop management. Humidity, all this kind of stuff. Pets, blights, birds. Pruning, we have workers to take care of that. But if you do this stuff yourself, if you do the pruning and killing of insects yourself, you got XP, farming XP. Scarecrow will keep attacking birds away. You will see a difference between the quality of your produce with and without a scarecrow. Does that seem interesting? You will see a difference between the quality of your produce with and without a scarecrow. Wonder what they mean by that. Waterway. To install a waterway, you won't have to worry about a water shortage. So a waterway is like an automatic thing. So there's irrigation, what I would like is, like, there's already stuff to increase the speed. What about the quantity output? Is that just based on your overall gathering mastery? What, like, the more I can get out, the better. Not just time, but quantity. And maybe the scarecrow makes it to where you get more of the specials, the green. Because it talked about quality. I wonder if the scarecrow gets you more byproducts when you pick something. So you get more green onions, maybe. I don't know. And it looks like I would have to put one in each thing. It takes up one grid spot. So maybe I put 3 there. All you need are logs and some other stuff. And, blackstone powder. And I could make these. And I don't think they wear out. I don't think. So I definitely wanted to look into doing that. Farming is going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty big for me. And I feel like I'm just kind of... It's 10 CP to rent a large fence. So farming's going to be big. The quantity compared to a worker getting something is just gigantic. Some of these things a worker can't get. So there's no note for hot peppers as far as I know. I wish I could favorite some things so that pin the notes or favorite things so I can just do one click and come back to here. Something like that. Ask me to go find those notes again. It's be like, what did I just do? Okay, we're Gucci here. We're Gucci. But, it's easy to make scarecrows. I'll, invest in a residence, make stuff, disinvest in the residence. And the biggest thing I'll need are logs, which I just chop a few trees and you've got your logs. Be it blackstone powder. I'm beginning to think that I may end up farming a ton of rough stone, and a certain quantity of that will be put into a refinery to convert rough stone to blackstone powder as needed. Okay, guys, I think it's time to move to the Shai, and then later I got to get on my seasonal character and continue with the Camasylvia questline. I can't do Braxia until I can't like interact with all the NPCs in Braxia until I finish like a certain part of Camasylvia. Camasylvia. We are on the Shai. This is my main life skiller right here. You know these pop-ups, the ads? You can. I think you can turn all that off in settings so you don't get those. I still have tons of loot I haven't even picked up yet. Oh, we got a horse yesterday from the login rewards, and I haven't popped that. I've got a pet to pop. More of these things. Here's some horse. I heard it wasn't so good, but as soon as the Nader's belt comes in, taking that right away. Taking it right away. Where's the, They don't add a lot of silver stuff in the game, do they? The Pearl Shop is a little light on silver stuff. But this was totally like... This was good, but... It's alright. We got the loyalties to work with. We're going to be getting a 60% discount on 30-day value pack. I will have a coupon available for that also. We got to look at the timing of the expirations and stuff. Might as well deliver the daily amount for Imperial Crafting delivery. Long you're not overweight, you can, if you're overweight, you can't make the delivery. Wow. I'm overweight by 0.7. That's crazy. How's it going, Gail? Thor? How's it going, Thor? Yesterday, off stream, hit Master 1 on cooking. Now, my understanding is, yeah, still going. You guys, you know what? How long have I been on this game? Where's not Thor, but there may be some other people that are like, I'll give this guy 1 month before he moves on to another game. I should have written down the date that I started playing this game again. Some people were like, yeah, let's, 4 weeks and you'll be done. No. I told you guys. I told you. Based on what Gail was saying months ago. I already knew. I said, if I get back into BDO, there's no turning back. None. I have barely scratched the surface. Barely scratched the surface. I'm just barely getting started here with this game. Barely. I said, man, if I start on this game again, there is no turning back. I will measure this against every other video game, and every other video game will fail, in my opinion. I already know. There'll be like Ashes of Creation will just be a nice change just to see the new scenery and how the combat works, but it's gonna suck. Alpha 2 is gonna suck because I've been playing BDO. It's gonna literally suck. I'm gonna hate every minute of it. So I heard, so there's 30 levels of Master? And I'm going to assume every level is exponentially more XP needed to get to the next level. But hey, we're in Master on cooking. So onward and upward. I could just cook all day if I wanted to and buy the inputs, but you know, hey. You got to balance.
What field is your profession in? Cooking? Alchemy?
Gale is kind of going variety. Gale's going variety. Thanks, Thor. Yeah, I'm in on AOC. There was one day, a long time ago, when I completely lost it. And I'm like, you know what? Before Alpha 1, I want AOC, so I bought in. So I'm actually paid all the way through everything. Launch for 1 year. I'm paid up for 1 year of gameplay after launch. And I'll probably be dead before it launches. So, because I made that investment, I am going to be playing Alpha 2, and we will make videos on it and give opinions. We will be streaming Alpha 2. And I will be giving, I will actually be playing the game instead of coming in as a big streamer and having Steven give me everything and just kind of like get 200,000 viewers in like Asmongold. And he won't even care. He won't know nothing about it. He doesn't know anything. You're not going to really get anything out of his stream. I am at the Imperial Crafting Delivery. I'm going to show you what is the best item to make while you work your way towards guru cooking. You must be this level before you can turn it in. We are aiming for professional cooking boxes. So if you're new, you can start at apprentice and just cook beer, whatever it is you need to do. Get to professional. Once you get to professional, the recommended item to make to continue to deliver every day so that you can get your seals, so you can get your supreme cooking machines. And while you're making this stuff, you're going to get experience. The goal eventually is to get to guru. You're going to be making this item until, once you get professional, you're going to be making this item until you get your cooking to guru level. And we'll talk about in another video what it is you're going to make for guru. Then I'll show you what I'm going to make. But this is the one we're going to do. Once we hit professional cooking, these are the ones we're going to case up and crate. We're going to make pickled vegetables. It's the easiest thing to do at professional. You're going to make money. You'll get cooking experience. And you can even use these as well for yourself. But pickled vegetables is what we're going with. Notice the inputs for this. It says paprika, but it's really any of these. It's any vegetable. Talking about like even pumpkins. And then the other big input is vinegar, which again, you're going to be making yourself. The only input to vinegar are grains, which you should already be having workers going to get grains or whatever. Grains are used in this game. To have workers over in Valley to get grains, Heidel to get grains. Okay, grains are easy. The other thing is fruits, any fruit. Okay, any fruit. Strawberry, apple, grapes. Different ways to get these two things. Between the vegetables and the fruits, you can have workers get these, but it's pretty slow. So I would do that, but it's pretty slow. The other way is with a farm on the fruits, or on the fruits and vegetables. You can use a farm to really kick that up a notch. You could use farms to do that. And another way is through, you could just purchase these items. Yes, you can purchase vegetables and you can purchase fruits, even apples. If you have a quest to say that you need 50 apples or so, you could, like, instead of you going finding those trees to gather from, you can go buy them. I'm going to show you now where you can get those particular items from the NPC. The place I go to is Calpheon. And especially for new players, they may not know exactly. And even when I was initially looking for this, it wasn't easy to find videos showing me. I'm just like, look, where do I buy from an NPC fruits and vegetables? Where I go is right here. Here's Calpheon. Here's on the south. Here's a stable right here. There's a little house right here, a little building. Inside that building, there's an NPC where you can buy fruits and vegetables. The recommended vegetable to buy would be paprika. I'm just going for what the lowest cost is. And the fruit, I think, is strawberries. But you could look at that and see what the cheapest things are. So you could buy this stuff en masse and then cook your pickled vegetables. And then you're going to be taking those pickled vegetables and you're going to be using processing to create crates with cuisine, with the cuisine processing. Cuisine right here. And you'll be bringing your pickled vegetables in and making crates for delivery. Get your cooking to professional, then start making pickled vegetables. Keep making them and delivering them. You get your seals. You're going to get cooking experience for all this. Get your seals. You're going to be able to buy Supreme cooking machines with every 500 seals. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy on everything. It's an automated machine, basically. The only item are those two things that you're going to need, vegetables and fruits. And you're going to continue to do pickled vegetables all the way up until your cooking level on your character is Guru. And once I get to Guru, then we'll go over that. If you need TLDR on what I'm going to be making for Guru, if you want to prepare in advance, for me, it's going to be Bolanos meals. Okay, I'll show you. Bolanos meals. This is what I'm going to be doing. For me, because it's going to be so much easier. Bolanos meals, and I'll go over this again in the future as I do this stuff. But this is going to be what I'm going to be making for Guru delivery. And there's nothing to stop you from picking what you want to do for Guru and start preparing in advance. Okay? That's it for this video as part of this series on Imperial Delivery, Endless Supreme Cooking Utensils. Endless Supreme Cooking Utensils. You don't have to buy from nobody. You can do all this yourself. You get the Supreme Cooking Utensil with 5,000 ticks on it. You don't have to worry about advanced cooking tools or anything like that. In addition to everything else we're doing here, remember we turn stuff in. The goal, we're going to be making money. We're going to be making silver from the game. That's kind of the end goal here. In addition to those seals coming out. We'll go over all that stuff again in future videos. Pickled vegetables. Get to professional cooking and do pickled vegetables. Okay? Thanks, guys. See you next time. If I'm going to stream so much, I might as well take an opportunity to at times to make videos. You know what I mean? So people have been so helpful to me while I'm streaming, and I'm like, let's get some of this information into videos. And I don't care. I don't care if other people have been doing this for 5 years. I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it my way. If anyone catches my videos, maybe they'll see a little bit something different. That be like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's make sure we've got... Whoa. Got to get the masteries up, guys, on the trades. Yikes. We're holding 22 million on this character? We got to make sure to check the family fame, too. Oh, and we're almost ready for our first break today. Which is, you know, first break. Yeah, I try crazy. We're going to be doing, during the streams, we're going to be doing a lot of, like, short videos during the stream, and that makes it to where I don't have to stream, and then after the stream, make more videos. Because I got to take this now, bring it into editing, and this kind of stuff. So I'm working already on another video I recorded this morning, but if I have an opportunity to do something during the stream, based you guys have given me so much information. Why don't I try to do it, make small things of it, and then share it with others? I upload the streams, but who wants to go through a 5-hour, 4-hour stream saying, oh, he's going to talk about this now? No one does that. So I have a button here on my Stream Deck, that I just push and it does a recording, and it just records right into a folder. Direct into a folder that'll take it into my editing software, edit out the pauses and, you know, whatever. I think we're ready. I'll do this trade. I think we're ready for the first break. Do these trades. And then we're going to get over to the seasonal character. And I got questing to do in Camisylvia. We'll see how that goes. A little bit of questing there. And continue the discussion. Continue feeding workers, which it's like... Oh, and then I took away a bunch of stuff yesterday. Because I was prepping for Valencia meals. I got a whole bunch of CP back. I haven't even fired the workers yet. So that would be even more CP. And then I moved into Braxio for some stuff. I'll show that. Guys, I got an artisan worker. He's working the fish farm. It's perfect for the fish farm because it's really slow on the fish farm. Okay, I will be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Yeah, and then another thing, there's people that, some of the videos out there are from 2018. So, and some of the videos I've watched are like, and I'm nothing against the content creators or people that are making videos. Some of these people don't really make videos. And you could tell it's very, I see issues across the board on some of the videos I've watched where it's like, you know, you need to do some editing and you need to cut this thing down and you need to dial in. Some people are looking for very specific information. They don't need a bunch of fluff all over the place. So I want to try to dial in on things, and I have a lot of quick videos that just dial in on like one or two things. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
How to love? I do not know. feels like I'm flying. Tell me if you need help.
Okay, what was I doing? Time to milk the cows. I was doing some cow milking last night. Joshua, how's it going? I was milking cows last night. It's so easy. Just don't hold the click down for too long. I did get one fail last night. It's so easy, and I love that it burns up 10 energy. So instead of you doing it a million times, you just do it. You don't have to do it so much. I'm just going to keep stacking milk. I was doing a little bit last night. I could really get into it if I want to. I'm just going to keep stacking milk over here. Here's 571. And it does look like the higher your gathering mastery, the more you get. It does look like that to me. I think I was getting more on my Shai than I was on the Musa that I have over there. I wonder if the Musa would be good to make as a seasonal character. Someone brought it up yesterday. I wonder. I wonder if I would like the combat. Like, not sure. Okay, let's get this trade going. And boop.
Would you like to try delivering for Haydn?
22268. I'm not overweight. Oh, how did I get overweight? How did that happen? Let's see if I can solve that. I don't think that's going to help. We have a guild life XP 20% for 60 minutes from the guild. Yeah, my guild just pretty much isn't like a it's kind of like an AFK guild. There's pop buffs for us. This should work.
The best human endeavor is to become a professional in a specific field.
Okay. That's delivered. Let's check the seals. I need 34 more also. We're at 906. I have a Supreme Cooking Machine in Velia that I use these seals to purchase. I have one here that I use the seals to purchase. That one's got about 500 ticks left, or so. So, pretty soon here, I'm going to have enough for 2 more Supreme Cooking Machines. 2 more. And I don't even need it yet. So it's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow, you could really stack this good. Look at this. Later, I mean, I don't know what people do. 10,000 Monos Cook's Clothes, Monos Butcher Knife, Monos Tanning Knife. That's like maybe at Guru or something. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're going to have more Supreme Cooking Machines than we know what to do with. Maybe I'll have 3. I don't know yet. If I'll have 3 residences eventually with for cooking. Velia, I'm cooking because I cook beer and stuff there. Beer and good feed and grilled bird meat or whatever it's called. I cook in Velia. 34? Yeah, that's right, Jim. I'm not sure how people are getting it. I haven't even looked into, like, the situation. I just look at the seals and I'm like, oh, look what you can buy with the seals. For fishing seals, I'm going to need to have a discussion about that. To maximize fishing seals. Because I'm thinking maybe you get better fish, like the area over there that we're fishing at for the event, it's exhausted. At 6 hours of fishing, I didn't get as many blue and yellows as I wish I would have. There's probably some things I can do to maximize getting blue and yellow on fishing. We'll have to have a conversation about that at some point. Because there again, you can use those seals to ultimately buy a Monos something. Let's deliver this. Get this done. Okay, that's it for the day. Half of your CP. $68 million. Let's just go dump off some money. And I think, is the family fame there as well? I don't know.
You can entrust your goods without worry, since it's an official trade zone approved by the head of the Merchant Guild.
Getting close to 3 billion, guys. Next goal is 3 billion. Next goal is 3 billion. That's all I'm thinking about in terms of money, 3 billion. And then after that, I'll worry, then the next goal is 4 billion. And I don't even consider this big money. This is just pocket change. We'll eventually be working towards some really big money. Why do I keep forgetting everything? Where's the family fame thing? Where? Family fame. Family fame. Where are you? Here? Is this here? No, that's mine. Where's the family fame? I just keep forgetting where everything is. Oh, it is in P? P? Oh, it's got to be in here. Oh, I remember. I got to change my title to Master Cook. Wow, you need a lot of titles to get a buff, don't you? Isn't there one for Master Cooking Rookie? Artisan Cook? Where's Master? Because I hit Master on this character. Hey, man. No Master Cook? That's the best I could do? Okay, my information. Where is it again? Below the picture. Which one? I don't know why I keep forgetting where this is. Title, journal. Oh, here. Family Fame is here. Where's the money? Where's the money for the Family Fame? Where? It's like, what? I don't get it. Where is the money? What am I missing? From the black, just read each the family, the total family. Let's see some of the point benefits. Oh, this is the different kind of Family Fame. Where's the actual money from Family Fame? That's what I'm looking for. The money, not the benefits. Here's silver per day right here. Silver per day. Silver per day. Where's the actual money that I collect? It is black. It's in the vault. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So it's, no, not here. Wait. It's here. It's here. Here's 20 million right here. Boom. Oh, I don't know why I forget this. It's the vault. The vault. Okay, 2849. How's my, guys, what's going on with the value packs? What's the problem? This order's been here for a while. Is the game bugged? How come my value pack's not filling? Huh? I'll put out good money for that. What's the problem? When I make an offer on something, I expect it to be filled in good time. Anything else to do on this character for now? The beach buff is still at 5 hours. We do have a guild life XP buff. I think we'll probably go to my season character. And then we'll see, kind of take a look at things. That's pretty good, though, that the descriptions for the fame, I think that's good to see that. Another system to make sure we're, it kind of like by doing things you get stuff. Yesterday, I started the process of pulling out of Valencia meal production in terms of inputs, with workers starting to gather stuff, and I didn't finish that. So what I did was, the first thing I did was just cancel all the workers and pull back on the nodes for, figs and, whatever. So that gave me some CP. But what I didn't do yet is, see, I backed off on all this. What I didn't do yet is I don't know what to do with the workers. So, one of them's a professional. I don't know. I mean, I could just fire all the workers, and then I can pull back on the lodging and get a ton of CP out of that. A ton of CP. But before I fire those workers, I just need to, check with you guys to see what you think. Like all these workers for, Shituku, which I don't even need anymore. Because there's nothing... All the stuff they were doing was to support Valencia meals. And I don't need it. Is there any way to change to reassign this worker to another location? Probably not. So if I'm going to recapture all the CP, I would think I got to fire these workers, and then pull back on the lodging, and that'll return CP to me. So I don't know what you guys do in this situation when you make major changes. You're like, well, now I got all these idle workers. Well, I don't know what to do with them. Do I delete them? Do I just leave them there? I don't know about if you put it up on an exchange, how much money you get. I mean, here's a professional giant. I don't know if he's got any value. I don't know. If the node is connected, you can reassign. So when you say reassign, we're talking about the worker is no longer going to be working out of Shituku. The worker is going to be working out of the other location. It will be moved. I don't want this worker leaving Shituku and running all the way over halfway across the map in order to pick something up. So you could actually reassign. I wonder if that's done through the work supervisor at the location you want to move them to. But I mean, if it's in, and then what if the nodes are connected and then you disconnect the nodes? Does the game say, hey, you just lost your worker because you disconnected the nodes. You're no longer connected. Okay, so there's the problem. Yeah. I mean, I don't want this guy. This guy would have to go all the way to, I don't think it's worth it. Unless maybe there was an artisan or something. And the location would have to match. So, even if you reassign, the origination stays the same. The origination stays the same. Yeah. So, bottom line is, the worker, the origination for the worker never changes. I could make this worker go farm something somewhere else if the nodes are connected, but he still has to leave from his origination, come all the way back to his origination. So if I need CP, I'll just fire these workers and then recapture the lodging. I'm just not seeing a need to do this stuff. figs and all this kind of stuff I just don't need. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jim. Yeah. I'll eventually have I'll eventually have probably something like Grana connected all the way to Valencia. If trade is still good in this game, it'll be, I'll just assume, let's say Grana is the furthest distance. So Grana will be connected to Valencia. But those workers are sitting there doing nothing, and they're using up lodging, which I could take CP back on that. Okay, this is the seasonal character, and we're all Tev 5. And we already saw through people's help that accessories are already pretty much taken care of. I'll probably timepiece into the Corsair when the game allows for it. And then today I got to make sure to turn one of these in every day. I don't want to forget about this. Just turn these in every day for rewards. The quest I'm doing right now is going to be like whatever. This Camisylvia quest line. And I went over last night and opened up Drakania. So I went over here to Wisdom Tree and then just kind of walked around and then came along the coast. I came along the coast in order to unlock these nodes so that I could connect to Drakania and started popping workers there. So I've got potatoes here. Skilled human on potatoes. I've got grapes, skilled human on grapes. And chicken and meat. I've got a skilled dwarf worker on chicken and eggs. Here. And then luckily for me, yesterday, I popped this guy. This guy. Thanks, Jim, for coming in today. I appreciate it. How's it going, Riddler Man? What are you up to these days? No good? Asian dwarf worker. This area of the map is weird. I think you have different workers that you get over here. I don't think you get goblins over here because I've yet to get one. And I kept giving energy and I kept getting green human, green human, green human, green human over and over again. And then I stopped interacting with that NPC, came back in, and then boom, artisan dwarf worker popped. Work speed started at like 125. Perfect for coming over here to work the dried fish, because this is this little dry fish yard, these are usually like with a regular worker is several hours. So getting this guy is perfect for this. And then when this guy pulls the fish, he brings in a bunch of dried fish, different kinds. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different dried fish per pull with different quantities for each. So here's 42 already, 42, 22, 11, and 6. Since yesterday afternoon, or late yesterday afternoon, on the dried fish. Just need to discover the node, didn't need to go sailing or anything like that. I may eventually, if I need more dried fish, which I don't think I will. We'll see. Everything's available here to send workers if I need to over to these islands to get even more dried fish if I need them. So Belenis meal is going to be perfect for me. And yeah, it's good, really, man. Good to hear. Like in the future here, I mean, we're kind of in a lull on BDO. Loot drops are over. Season is winding. Like, we're way deep into the season. We got patch notes for tomorrow. They're going to be making the ferry, adding new level to the ferry or something like that. So they'll be patched like late tonight or so. I'm going to take this opportunity during these lulls to make more videos for the game, to kind of just push deeper into the YouTube channel and make more, you know, I want to do more edits and stuff like that, get a little bit better and get some pre-made things for edits. So the streams are definitely going to be a little bit shorter. The streams are going to be a lot of like, let's go over stuff. And like what I did earlier today, I actually recorded some video content during the stream for some guides or something. So there'll be like, I think there's kind of, you know, games go through these lulls where there's just lulls. So I'll use that opportunity to do more YouTube stuff. And then the streams, oh, do I gotta kill this thing? I'll use the opportunity to, how do I kill something that's in the air? How do I kill this thing? What kind of thing is this? How do I kill this freak? Let's get some more pets out. I gotta collect these hummingbird things, but this is kind of weird. I mean, I don't think I throw anything. Do I have any kind of spell? Let me try my 4. Nothing. I'll have to go find some that are lower. Okay, that guy got killed. Let's find another bird. All right. There's snakes over here. Whoa. If this is snake meat, maybe this is a good grind spot for snake meat. Or not. Okay, place the feather thingy. Okay, let's do that. Place the tail feather on guard tower of wind. I actually took some damage. It's alright. I just gotta find some that are low enough. I don't know if this has any ranged. Guard Tower of Wind. Hello? Guard Tower of Wind. Any guard tower of winders in the chat. Maybe that's back at, let's take a look here. Is that back here? Guard Tower of Wind. What kind of crap is this? I think maybe I just go back and do this. These are kill locations. Are you the guard tower of wind? I bet you are. There, we completed a quest today. Isn't that lovely? $149, $287. If I complete Camasylvia, then I'll be able to go over to Abraxia. I love this place, by the way. The ambiance and the atmosphere of this place, I really like. But I can't really do much here because it's got a requirement that I finish Camasylvia first. Which is what I'm doing right now. So Camasylvia came out like, I don't know, I think late 2017, somewhere in there. For America. I think this stuff goes to Korea first and then comes here. Is this next? I'll do like some questing here. I want to try to mix it up, like life skills and questing, and I don't really need to grind a lot of mobs because I got my gear done. So the thing I want to do is like get through some of these quest lines, and also if I got nothing to do, work on like go through some of the zones I've already been and look into the knowledge system and try to get energy through the knowledge system. But also cooking's good too and stuff because I get things to get CP. So both. I would need energy and CP. Yeah. I really liked Odraxia. I was there yesterday. Very cool place. I'm actually looking forward to going through the stories there, whatever it is. But I don't know, maybe there's some kill quests there. I may be underpowered for that area right now. But once I get all my boss gear converted and get all my accessories on, run a bunch of buffs, I think I should be okay. I think. You know. Olin's is that's what you're talking about. Yeah. I made sure, like, I was going through there yesterday, and then I checked, I'm like, what, these are 270, and it recommends a team of 2, party of 2. So, when I do get over there, and if things are happening, I will be looking to team up with other people. To team up. Once I get all my boss gear, once I get all my accessories, I'll be a little bit stronger, and run all those buffs and everything. It's going to be pretty important to, like, we're going to start really working on our APDP more. Working on our APDP. Once we've got these things done. Like, once the season's done, and I've got, like, all my boss gear and accessories, and we'll look at all of that and see where we are. And see where I need to go. I'm even hearing like, oh, if you use Jatina to convert to boss gear, there's a different upgrade system for the boss gear. So I'm like, what? What do you mean? We got to look at all that. I don't know what's going on. Is she talking to me? This will be your first and final warning. Keep your nose out of Camasylvian affairs. She talking to me? The Acker do not need any help from the likes of Calpheon, that's kind of what I'm representing Calpheon. I'm being sent as a representative of Calpheon. She's talking to me. She's talking to me. Guys, bio break and I'll be back in a minute. She's talking to me. I am a representative of Calpheon. And you're talking to me like that? I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. The leader of Camasylvia needed military support. We are supposed to be partners. Who are you to talk to me like that, young lady?
Bruh.
All you want is peace? Well, that's what I'm trying to help with. They called us. I didn't call you. There's creatures here called Natus, Zelgod. They're fun to kill. The Natus, I like grinding those mobs.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Who's she to talk to me that way? I'm an esteemed guest from Calpheon. I came all the way over here in a frickin' balloon. And I forgot to check my horse in first to the stable. If Calpheon had really intended to help Camasylvia, the white ash and ash forest would have already been cleared. 8 years have passed since the Black Star fell in the north, and yet the gray fog still covers the forest even after all that time. Well, hey, you know, things happen. Things happen. Isn't it obvious who is behind all this? The Ahib. The Ahib. This must be their doing. Guys, do you know? Keep out of the... like, hey, why are you talking? You told me to stay out of... You told me to mind my own business, and now you're talking. So you want me or you don't want me? Huh? By the way, go. You know, next time go a little bit easier on the bleach for the hair, okay? You're blinding me. You said stay out of my business, and now you're telling me your business. Our Ash Forest Sentinels found footprints of the Ahib emissary. Guys, you guys know me. Like, when I play games, like I skip. And and certainly there's places in this game where I do that. But when it comes to questing and stories, this is one game where I actually wouldn't mind slowing down a little bit and following through on some of this. Maybe Draxia. Maybe when I get started on Draxia, we'll actually read. Because the Camasylvia questline is a prerequisite before I can do Draxia. And Valencia, I just blasted through everything. So I actually wouldn't mind playing this game again from beginning to end and just going through the entire stories. All the stories. You know, especially the big ones. Valencia, Camisylvia, Ethan, all the stuff with Ethan. And there's, I mean, and then this stuff that I've never seen before. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, the lore is like, and then, and I don't know about Draxia. I just can't talk to anyone there. I cannot talk to anyone in Draxia until I finish Camisylvia. It's a prerequisite. Yeah, no one cares. Like, yeah, and I have to kind of pick and choose. But even the Camisylvia story, like, yeah, I liked how it started. You know, it's like Calpheon is like sending a group of us to Camisylvia because they're going to need our military help. We've had a relationship before. There's some other things going on. If you really want to help us, why don't you waltz in there and do something? Listen to this chick. You stand here. After all, you're a delegate of Calpheon. Either deal with the Ahib, who could be the culprit of all that grey fog, or somehow negotiate with those traitors to halt their villainy. Then perhaps we could start to place some trust in you. That's the extent of all diplomatic courtesy I could muster. Now, why don't you go back to that Ophelia and leave the woods of What the hell? I'm starting to like her. It says, even though the many years have passed Grey Fog, she seems certain of saying, Calpheon's aide, Ophelia Einel, arrived here ahead of you. Let's go meet with her. Okay. I hope they tell me to go kill Natus or something. I love killing those.
That is what Ancient God Camp is.
Yikes. Thanks for the warm welcome. I'm the hero. My reputation has traveled far and wide already. Everywhere I go, people say, we've heard about your exploits. Who are these people to talk to me like this? Don't you know who I am? Let's see if this chick's a little nicer. You made your acquaintance with... I see you haven't sent a word of your visit in advance. It could have been... I see if I hadn't sent word of your visit in advance, it could have been much worse. Gee, thanks. But don't take it personally. The actors are just doing their job. What do I think of Camisylvia? I just want to get it done so I can go to Braxia. My personal thoughts? Can I type that into a text box? She's saying Calpheon won't be able to handle this fight. That's who I'm representing. Odalita. Wait a minute. This is going to be above my head. Is Odalita the 270 mobs? Hey, if it'll give me more energy or something, I'll listen to your story. Yikes. I'm going to make them love me. I'm going to make them love me. I'm going to work so hard and fight so hard. When I come back, that bleach blonde chick is going to give me some crown stones. She's like, opens her frickin' purse. I just saved these for you. Thank you. There's 5,000 crown stones. Maybe use these in the next season. You won't be so stressed out. Okay, I take it back. I'm not reading everything. Did I say I was going to read everything? Keep it short and sweet. All these people are looking down upon you. This girl's got a problem. She thinks everyone hates her. The instant Calpheon gets pulled into this conflict, the future of Calpheon will become exactly the same as how I am now. Defeatist? Calpheon will soon reveal to her their mud-covered feet. We're here to help. What is wrong with all you people? Abandon all false hope and return to where you belong. She's doing the same thing now. Token of appreciation. Is this the end of the quest line? I hope we won't be seeing you again. Did you listen to these people? Okay, now cross the Volterra Mountains, go to the village of Trent. A messenger told us that the Callus Parliament is expecting you. Trent? There's nothing more entertaining than a family's squabble, and she wants us to go back? Question mark. No way. I don't want to miss this. Do we have to leave? It seems like no one here is of the sane mind. Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. There's currently a rumor going around the streets of Calpheon, which everyone is having a hoot about. Only two groups of liars exist in the world. One are the nobles of Calpheon, the other is the daughters of Sylvia. Head over to Trent. Yeah. $300 CP? Yeah, I'll go wherever you want me to go, dude. Meet Callus Parliament members at Trent. So that's... Trent is like Trent. Trent ain't Cam Sylvia. I don't know how much more I need. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to see again what the requirement is for Draxia. There's a Camasylvia requirement for Draxia before I could start Draxia. There's a whole bunch of question marks over there that I can interact with to get energy. In addition to whatever story's going on. Would you ride? How far? Yeah, Trent. We all know Trent. Trent is Trent. Gee, how rude. Sending me back with my tail between my legs. Oh, really, Zell? Yeah, I like that. I like that. When the next season starts, we'll probably do some cosplay again. When the next season starts. And we'll have to pick which class I want to play. Oh. The season currencies. That's weird. Because I got a lot of season currency. So... I think the T8 horse you buy is probably one quest per season currency. But you still got the season currency. I could buy other things with it. So the tier 8 horse I already bought with this season currency. So I'll have to wait till the next season and use that season currency to buy another tier 8 horse. But I'll still have leftover currency here to buy other things with. It's definitely worth doing the seasons. After Trent starts Karma 2. How's it going, Quake Kid? How rude of them to treat me this way. This is one game so far where I kind of enjoy the questing for the most part. Some of them are a little bit have sticking points to them, but that's where Google comes in. Oh, is my garden ready? Pepper crops are effectively ready. We're picking all the stuff and stacking and prep for Belenos meals, which is going to be created when I get to Guru. It's going to be a while. I don't know, like, I heard possibly we could do early graduation this week. When we do get to that point, then we're gonna go through all of that. Hey, Trent.
Kurita's affinity is unimaginable.
What do I do here? What's with all the question marks?
The best timber is in Trent. Any objection?
I'm always looking for anything that's going to give me, like, energy pops. I've been here. I mean, I've been to this place. Yep, we just got a new energy, so we're 150 now.
It's our village that provides supplies to Trina Knights.
You can come into one little town in this game and then just, like, interact with everyone, pick up quests. Okay, who do I meet with? Is it down here? Ooh. Grab this and then, like, set that quest again. Quest, meet Parliament at Trent. Today's stream is not going to be super long because I got to get some frickin' milk later. And then I got some videos to work on. That's right. I'm a YouTuber too. I don't see a reason to be a consistent streamer without taking advantage of, like, trying to do something on YouTube. When you make one guide, it could sit there forever, years. And years from now, I mean, someone might, like, read that guide. So when I took marketing in college, well, you know, media was different back then, but we talked about the life of something, like the life of a newspaper was basically 24 hours, whereby the life of something like a magazine would be much longer. Like maybe a month or two, relative to like newspapers, just 24 hours. So the life of a live Twitch stream is like very limited. It's like almost non-existent past the live stream itself. YouTube videos, especially whatever they are, especially guides and other things, can effectively be there and be used indefinitely. Some of the paranormal stuff I'm watching on YouTube, found a couple of guys I've been enjoying lately. I mean, I'm watching videos from them from like 3 years ago, you know. That was maybe popular back then, but then people still, you trickle into some of these videos that have been out for a while. Live streams are like newspapers. Give me the CP, my friend. I'll take it. It's finally time to go to war. By the way, I've never done this quest before. In 2017, when I was playing, right as Camasylvia came out, that's kind of when I quit. I think it's this. See, if you read, you'll probably have better answers. You'll be able to answer quicker. Some of these things, there's some, I don't know if there's riddles or not, but where you're burning up energy to get answers. Do you think it is right for Calpheon to sign a military treaty with Camasylvia? Yes. What did I see there? If we go to war, do you think Calpheon could take over the land? Oh, I think we have a hidden intention. I think we are a Trojan horse, I think is what's going on here. We're a Trojan horse to try to take over everything from them. Yeah. We're a Trojan horse. Oh, Zell! I can't believe you do. I can't believe it. You've been watching Twin Paranormal? I've been watching them too. I've been watching Twin Paranormal, something called Sam and Colby or Sam and Cody or something. Sean and Colby, Sam and Colby. I found, and then I was watching the other big paranormal guy, and he actually brought Twin Paranormal into his show to help with an investigation, and that's how I found Twin Paranormal. Paranormal Files I was watching, and they brought in Twin Paranormal, and so I went over and started watching Twin Paranormal. I like those guys. Yeah, those Paranormal Files, Twin Paranormal, Sean and Cody or whatever, they're big. They're getting like 5 to 15 million views on some of their videos. I like when they bring the lady in. Amanda, or there's a lady with blonde hair. I like when they bring her in. She's kind of like a soothsayer, or she's good at doing seances and stuff. The one I watched last night, they were on the Genesis. They were on the Queen Mary, the one I watched last night. I like Twin Paranormal. They're cool. And one of the things I watch, and Zell, I'm sure, can appreciate it too, is I look at it and I'm looking at all the edits. Stuff that I could be doing. I could do that. If you look at all the edits, on just look at the edits they do. I could actually do that if I put the time in. I have access to sounds, to video, I could do keyframes. I could do what they're doing. It's just very time consuming. If you look at the edits, the hard-hitting music, there's so much that goes into the edits on this stuff. They must have people, a team of people that are editing their stuff to really push it over the top. And they must be making tons of money. Tons of money. They're going to Romania to go to Dracula's castle, and they have it for the whole night. So that's cost a lot of money. And there are companies called like ghost event companies, where you go to them and you pay them, and they set it all up to where you can go and do your stuff at a particular location. It's an industry. It's an industry. You start getting 5 million views on a YouTube video, you're making money. Consistently. Boom, 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 boom. Never hear about what the loud knocking. Yeah, you don't hear the loud knocking. Sometimes there is some mistakes there. Yeah, it's all electronics. Think about it. Really haunted? Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for some other stuff to look at. Yeah, they do copy each other. And it's all the same thing. REM pods and little music boxes and little things, and it's all the same. They come in and they start talking to the ghosts. You know, hello? Is anyone here with us today? If you are, please knock once. Like, it's okay, like, look at professional wrestling. Everyone knows it's fake. So, I think it's okay once in a while to have a little apparition show up, even though it's not real, to make it, like, as a part of your show. A little apparition, and say, oh, look what we just caught on video. We don't know how to explain that. Because it's all the same thing. It's all these devices that have words that, you could buy that on Amazon. The device that says words based on energy or whatever. If I were to do this kind of thing, I would fake it a little bit more. They did have one where the door closed, where doors close on their own. That's good. That's physical. That's good. But I'm kind of a big consumer of these shows. And I'm a little bit bored of Ghost Adventures, to be honest. I like Ghost Hunters on cable TV. I like Ghost Hunters. It's a huge industry. I mean, it's a big industry. The Travel Channel on cable is almost nothing but paranormal stuff. I gotta listen to more stories. How to eavesdrop. Lean against lumber and hold S. Choose eavesdrop from buttons on the screen. Jesus. Turn your back towards... What? Turn your back towards the cedar lumber. Wants me to go here? Turn my back towards the cedar lumber? Hold the back button. F5. G. We're going to have to take like a 60-second break. Kindred Spirits? That sounds familiar. I have a friend who's experienced things. Yeah, I mean, if you really have experienced it on your own, that's a different story. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, to me, it's all about the... they're all doing the same thing on those shows. To me, it's about the characters. I like the two guys. I like when they bring Amanda in. It helps add something to it. Paranormal Files. Oh, from Ghost Hunters. Okay, Paranormal Files. The problem with Paranormal Files I have is it's too, like... They need to edit out more of what they do. The backstory and everything, it goes just too far for me. It's too long before they get into the real meat of the show. They don't get a lot of views on Paranormal Files compared to Sean and Cody or whatever their name is, and Twin Paranormal's coming up good too. Oh, and then there's some other guy, I forgot, Phase Rug. Phase Rug is starting to really do more. These guys, these other guys, they're getting millions of views. Millions. Paranormal Files is putting a lot of work in their edits and stuff. They're not getting a lot of views. They're getting a few 100,000. So I think they need to tighten up that show a little bit. And bring in more guests. They do use a lot of like his dad and his mom and stuff, which is fine. Guys, I'll be back real quick. Okay. The power of suggestion is right. Stuff happened. Yeah, I mean, it's all, to me, it's all about the editing. All about the editing. And I love watching just the editing because I'm like, oh my God, the things I could do. If I just took the time on videos, the things I could actually do a lot of that. Vital information in a pint. This is getting very role play. I gotta feed my workers. I just have a feeling. Okay. Let's go. I could be milking cows right now. Brolina was the true mastermind of everything that occurred. Hey now. Hey now. Who knows what other schemes were made under the alliance between the two countries? But we can't go back to Calphalon with nothing but the word of some country folk. We're missing one last piece of the puzzle. Let's go back to the tavern. These all farts might be waiting for us. What? Confidential letter from Callous Parliament. Where are we going? Back to the cabinet here? Yeah. This little ghost dude is a hilarious. Dude, I should be getting some CP for all this. We gotta check our stats. Is it finally time to go to war just as we relished during days of old? Now tell me, how is Camasylvia? Everyone keeps asking me how's Camasylvia. They insulted me. I think we're going back. I don't know what AP is. I don't know who I, like, if I have to kill something or what. Yeah, the thing is about trade. The Merchant Guild of House plan to start trading again with Camasylvia. We'll be using the path taken during the mission. There are a bunch of gargoyles rampaging about. Teach them a lesson so that we can pass through. I think this is going to be easy. I don't know if those are birds or not. God, I remember being over here. Countless, like, what was I doing over here? I think I was farming logs or something. Chopping trees, farming logs, farming logs. Looking back at 2017 now, outside of, I mean, no PvP, the game was, like, huge but quite limiting at the same time, in some respects. Another life buff coming in, or was that from earlier? I like being in this guild. It's perfect for... Is that... Oh, was that code really... Someone posted that in our guild chat. So, I wasn't sure if that was, like, real or not. Oh, I think I need to go collect more things from web storage, too. What do you get for that code? Okay, let's see how tough these guys are. Not very tough. Not very tough at all, guys. I think we can handle this. I think we got this. Where's my horse? Oh, to the guard post. This is like the... Like when they added Camisylvia, this... I mean, before Camisylvia, this was like... You couldn't get past this point. Ficuni is a BDO partner. Good. What does this have? Oh, this... Oh, they're naming it after people. I thought it was fake. I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing. So that's cool. They're naming codes after their partnered streamers. Oh, wow, that's good. Let me bring that up on the other... Fakeuni. That's good, man. I like that. Where's that code? Right there. Redeem coupon code. FAKE UNIN EWOF FICE. I got to make sure to go do the whatever. You got to do get from web storage and then something. I don't see, like over the long term right now, I don't see myself leaving this game. Uh, in terms of like, you can always apply to be partner, but I think I'm like, you need like, I mean, it's not a rule, but they're talking like 80 viewers and stuff. But for me, I'm not in any hurry to try to be like BDO partner or anything like that. If I'm still like, I want to make sure, like as the months go by, I'm still committed to the game and committed to playing the game, streaming the game, making videos and stuff like that. But I'm glad that when I played in 2017 and I streamed the game, there was nothing. There was no partner program. There were no loot drops. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We were like, it was just, no support. They eventually did add a thing in the game from the UI where you could click it and it brings up the directory. That was, I think, their first bring up the Twitch directory. But all this other stuff came afterwards. When I was streaming this game in 2017, it was rough. It was extremely rough going. I was streaming every day for 3 hours and making videos. The videos did pretty good. We had a few popular streamers, but it was all because of some drama. And it was just I think my last stream in 2017 was like 5 viewers. I was down to about 5 viewers at the most. It was pretty tough. And if you cared about that kind of thing. I didn't leave because of that. I left because of the limitations of the game. The limitations. You want good gear? World bosses, go park your alt. And then some dude just comes in and some tough guy comes into an area we're grinding or whatever. And he just comes in and kills everyone. Hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. Parted ways, everything got better. Yeah, I don't know. They just, to do loot drops, to me, yeah, and then there's, of course, there's always going to be, stream sniping stuff. People that just want to troll. But, any company, loot drops to me are, should be a no-brainer for gaming companies. It should be a no-brainer. Captain Narchillin? Is that like the gear? I definitely, for questing, I'm definitely like this game for questing. Guys, when's early graduation? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I'm ready to get to the next level. I think we're going to timepiece into the Corsair. Which I've never done before. But I do know one thing, which kind of makes sense to me. We're going to take all this gear and move it off before we timepiece. So that makes sense.
From here, it is Commercilia, the land of Ganel.
Is she gonna berate me too? Damn, I'll just keep, like, questing is, like, nice. I'm getting a bunch of crap. Even some weasel meat. Thanks for the weasel meat. Thanks, what is this frickin', you were on your chariot and you hit a weasel? This is a roadkill is what you're giving me? Thanks. I could use it.
What about your heart?
She's like, well, I've been holding on to this roadkill, and I'm just going to slide it in here as some of your rewards. I understand the powder satanic because of the spirits, celestial light, blah, blah, blah. She is also discouraged by the fact that there's no choice but to depend on the letter from the parliament. Norchillian suggests you feed the fairies with weasel meat. Oh, so that's why you gave me the weasel meat. Okay, I get it. Let's check our stats. See if we got any CP. I know we got energy. No, we're still at 287. So it's getting tougher and tougher to build up on this, which is fine. We're going to be doing a lot of cooking. And we're at 150 now in energy. Not bad. Just by normal gameplay, not by me truly digging into the knowledge system. Where's this dude? Hey, I got some roadkill for you. Come here. Come here, I got some roadkill for you. It's fresh. What I'm hoping is we know that Crimson Desert, I mean, we're gonna get Crimson Desert. I'm fully assuming they're working on it. I think they created this new building. This new studio, this huge building in Korea. And so I'm fully assuming Crimson Desert is probably under lock and key. They're working on it. And I don't know if there's been any leaks for Black Desert Online, which apparently they don't call it Black Desert Online anymore. It's just called Black Desert. I wonder, like, maybe they're working on something big for this game, for maybe next year. And I would think, I guess if they did, it would go to Korea first. Not sure if they still do that. But hopefully we get something really big, and by then we'll be ready for it. I'll have everything worked out, have all this stuff done, even Braxia will be finished or whatever, and I'll be ready for it. So when that comes, I think that's a good opportunity for content creation. Something big and new comes out, and that'll be a good opportunity for me to really dig into the content creation for it. Yeah, we don't know enough, Zell, about Crimson to even say. I mean, they may change the whole premise of Crimson. We don't know. Do I have to give everyone some meat? Crimson was originally advertised as a co-op. You're co-oping with NPCs. That may change. That may change. And I think Crimson was initially going to be an expansion for Black Desert Online. And they decided, let's make a new game out of it. But what about Black Desert Online? Are you just going to create another zone? Or are you going to add some new systems? Or, you know what I mean? I mean, what are your plans for this game? It's 8 years old. It's got a good player base, but it should be better. This game should have... I think this game should have a much larger player base, and I think it has a bad reputation. I think a lot of people just think it's a PvP game.
You will make more mistakes hesitating than from impulse.
I was not planning on ever coming back to this game. Ever. It was just because some things people said in chat that said they're like, this is seasons. This is how it works. I'm like, really? What about this? Oh, this. What about this? This. And I'm like, wait a minute. Sounds like they've pretty much solved a lot of problems I had. I haven't done one world boss. Imbalancing people. Yeah. A new game is an additional asset. Yeah, I think I'm gonna guess that most of their money is going into the new game. Because that's where the money will be. When is the last thing? Yeah, PvPers, like, they're the squeakiest wheels. They complain the most. And they're the last people you want to listen to, usually. They threaten to quit if they don't get their way. They want their class buffed and everyone else nerfed. Now, I'm not talking about all PvPers.
From here it is Corsair, the land of Genel.
PvP is important in a video game, no question. Griefing is no fun for anyone. MMOs are supposed to be a buffet table. When you go to a buffet, what do? You find a few things that you like, and you consume mass quantities of those few things. You don't consume everything in a buffet. MMO is supposed to be like a buffet. Should be enough there that you like. You don't have to do everything. Strawberry fields? Forever? Now, if she said, let me take you down because I'm going to... Now we got a problem here. We got some copyright issues here. I'd like some more kill quests, please. There's too much chitter-chatter.
We will restore the balance on our own.
I got gear and I need to use it. Whoa, I've never been up here. Horsey? Horsey! Whoa.
What? Have you been traveling with these kinds of gears?
Let's go. It's kind of weird. When Camasylvia first came out, I thought you got a quest that started you here at the guard post instead of taking an air balloon over. When it's nighttime, sometimes, and I just am going through an area, like last night going through Abraxia, and it's nighttime here. Just looking at my monitor, I'm just like, this game is so beautiful. These environments. How's it going there, Fairy? That's another thing that a lot of people think the game is pay to win. And Garmoth, the Dragon World boss. Okay. Did you hear that Asmongold got banned from WoW? Paying to get a higher score in a PvP? Oh, God. That's the biggest promotion he could possibly get. Getting banned from WoW, not permanently, is the biggest promotion you could possibly have. And then if something new, like when is the new big thing coming out? Oh, that's going to help him so much. Look what that stuff did for Amaranth. Getting banned.
If only I could improve my spirit sapling, lots of traders would come here.
That's the ultimate promotion. It's going to help him so much. And if new content comes out later this year, dragons or whatever, and it's probably clickbait too. He talked about this a long time ago. He used to stream, and then people would take his stream and they would make YouTube videos. Like YouTube videos. Did you see what Asmongold reacts to this? Asmongold reacts to this. And I think he found out through whatever source that his live stream was generating upwards of $40,000 a month for other people. So he decided he's going to take over. He's like, I'm going to YouTube too. And I'm going to put all you guys out. So I'm going to be the one putting the YouTube videos up. And it's full of clickbait. Full of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is he actually banned till September? It's going to... If Dragons comes back with a mailbot... If Dragons comes back in October or whatever... And he's suspended until then. And he comes back in time for some new big expansion for a WoW. You're talking 300,000 viewers easy for that. Getting temporarily banned is a marketing strategy. I call it the bad boy syndrome. You know, ooh, it's a little bit dangerous. He's a bad boy. Got to find out what's going on over there. Like I said, guys, we're almost at 3 hours. It's not going to be a super long stream today, as much as I would love to, you know, because you know I love you guys. I got some videos I got to edit later. I'm not quitting right now, but what time is it? What time? It's only 8:30. Frickin' 8:30 in the morning. I'm not saying I'm stopping now. Don't go anywhere. Jesus frickin' Christ. I'll tell you when you can leave this channel. Okay? Transmogs. It says in the video it's going to be... Yeah, it says it's going to be good. You know what? I used to be a fan of Asmongold. I'll be honest with you guys. I used to really love the guy. But he showed his cards. I thought he was a gamer.
Hey now.
I thought he was a gamer. I really did. He's an entertainer, not a gamer. He's a fraud gamer. My opinion. And I just like, you know, I got other people I can watch. completely Teflon coated. After what he did with New World, trying to run that game into the ground over a leak about the cash shop and getting away with it. Like, he gets a pass. I'm against boosts. But if they're in the game, I'm going to use them. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay, you get a pass now. Oh, okay, I understand now. You tried to put New World out of business during critical alpha stage because of a leak. A week later, you come in and buy boosts for World of Warcraft. And your excuse is, well, I'm against them, but if they're there, I'm going to use them. And then he comes into New World on launch, and everyone's giving him everything. He's taking everything. He gets to level 60 quickly. He tweets, and some lady replies to his Twitter. Asmongold is already level 60 in New World. He's just different than the rest of us. He's wired differently as a gamer. Amazon Game Studios. That guy tried to use his influence to run your company in the ground. And what did you do at launch? What did you do? When you came out with a new dungeon and you needed some people to run it to show everyone before you launched the dungeon, you went after Asmongold to go do it. Amazon Game Studios, I will never touch another game you are a part of. Ever. And I'm not even talking about Legends of Lost Ark either, where you decided who everyone's favorite streamers were, who all came groveling to you about how they've been waiting 5 years to play Lost Ark. I've been waiting 5 years to play Lost Ark. Give me the loot drops. Give me the promotion. Amazon's like, okay. All the other content creators scraping for a ledge. Screw you. You know, we're getting Towley. Towley's been waiting 5 years for our game. Of course we're going to give him the promotion over you. Loot drops end. Promotion's over. Brrr, cockroaches out of the frickin' kitchen floor when you turn the lights on. Gone. And on day one you gave Asmongold all the loot drops. All he had to do was make a frickin' phone call. The only people left for New World after that were these frickin' view botters with the embedded apps. And all these other people that cosplay and just loved your game and wanted to play it and be a content creator for it. You give them frickin' nothing except some scraps. And then you did it with Lost Ark, where you pick and choose everything. And then you have the gall to write a letter saying, you get loot drops by watching your favorite streamers. And here's the list of your favorite streamers. I'm never touching Amazon Game Studio. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't care if you follow me on Twitter. It don't matter. Yeah, don't help me in no way. Ah, Songs of the Spirits. Ah, yes. Who doesn't love some Songs of the Spirits? I know I do. I do. Drink some tea, check up on chat. Anything you hear me talk about, guys, just to let you know, it's just my personal opinion. It's just opinions. I may be right, wrong, good, bad. It don't matter. I just give opinions. And I'm never going to change. Anyone don't like my opinion, go take a flying leap out of my stream. Go jump in a lake. But I love you guys. Because you guys know how I am and who I am. WoW is dead. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with WoW. Guys, I told you what was going to happen. I said if I start playing BDO again, there's just no, it's like I'm in a tunnel. I don't even read the gaming news anymore. I told you what was going to happen if I start playing BDO again. It's a 24/7 operation. Pre-lost, yeah, I don't know. I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't get anywhere near the guy. I thought he was a gamer. I just don't consider him a gamer. I don't think anything's like dead. WoW is not dead. Certainly, they're working on some new big stuff. Yeah. That's right. Ask Towley about Lost Ark, he'll be like, what? What are you talking about? I don't remember that game. They went after all these, and then Towley probably got all his friends in for Lost Ark. Bajira, there's all these World of Warcraft people that were probably all friends of Towley, where he's like, get this person in, get this person in, get this person in. All these people that, like, you know. Yeah, and I mean, I got nothing against you guys can have your opinions of streamers, but when I watch someone stream, it's like if I'm gonna watch a bigger streamer, you know, I can't have a shill. If you're doing between Canadian with no I don't know what Mailbot was. Mailbot, your thing got kind of mixed up on the chat. Oh, pay to win. Yeah, some people talked about this. A lot of people say this game's pay to win. You know, guys, has anyone watched or played Diablo Immortal or Genshin Impact? There are outside of the value pack, which you don't really even need, you can fully function in this game. Some parts are going to be sticky. I don't know if I don't know if I call this game pay to win. You're going to have to define that for yourself. For me, I want a great video game. First and foremost. And if they do a little bit of, you know, like, here's a tent. QOL. Hey, you didn't have it before. The game didn't have it. Here's a tent. It does this, it does this. Oh, there's a much better one in the Pearl Shop. Okay? We still gave you a little bit of this, but there's a much better one here. Sometimes there's a huge sale on it. And then you apply coupons on top of that. If you're going to play this game, I pretty much am going to tell you, you're going to spend some money. If you're going to play this game extensively, you're going to drop probably a couple bills on this game. I just don't see how it's otherwise possible. But a couple $100 for me, as opposed to people spending thousands of dollars in like Diablo Immortal or other games. I mean, I spent way more in Neverwinter. That hurts to say that, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll probably end up spending about $300 in this game, and I'll probably get 30,000 hours of gameplay out of it. Something like that. To me, it's not that bad. This game gives you so much. It gives you so much. And part of when I buy something here is like, I'm like, you know what? Part of it is I want to give them some money to let them know they made a great video game. And they made great changes to it too. So here's some extra money. I'll use it for what I need. You keep maintaining and making better content for this game. We have an agreement, yes or no? If you start sloughing off on this game because you're working on something else, we will notice. We will notice.
Just watch. My spirit saplings will change the whole world.
Okay, we did some questioning on this character. This is my seasonal character. You could see I'm all geared out. I'm ready for graduation already, as far as I know. I got to get this guy over and turn in these things. Season pass is finished. Gearing is finished. Everything's waiting for me. So we're looking good on the seasonal character. I just want to continue through some of the stories in the game. That's looking good. I'm going to go and... I gotta go to my frickin' farm for a second. I wanted more kill quests today just to do more combat, but hey, whatever happens, happens. Yeah, I agree with Mailbot. I mean, it's like, in new players, did you see what they give you as new players? If you, like, for $60, you get 13,200 pearls. They throw all these coupons at you. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this game. You don't have to. Look at what we did yesterday. We got the summer event. I got the Coco costume with a Corsair. Without any other buffs. That's 50 seconds underwater breathing. There's stuff you can make in the workshops that's going to make it to where you don't have to go to the Pearl Shop. I think this game is pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap for the amount of hours and what you get. Pick a few plants and see what else is going on. Yeah, I'm just gonna give a rough estimate that, you know, I'm just gonna say like $300. Just to kind of, you know, give kind of a high end. Give kind of a high end. I don't know if anyone here lives in America, but $300 ain't what it used to be. I've been playing this game a couple months. I will tell you already, as far as I'm concerned, I've gotten more than $300 of value in enjoyment out of this game already. For me personally. And I've just barely scratched the surface, guys. Barely scratched the surface. I've been kind of focusing on Imperial Crafting Delivery. One little aspect of the game. What are these? Peppers? Let's get more peppers down. We're stacking for Guru Cooking, where we're going to be making Bolanos meals and turning them in to the Imperial Crafting Delivery. Eventually. What was that? Diabali Lost Ark is pretty hit. That's right. Diablo Immortal is, I heard, like, you can go crazy on that. The new top spender for Diablo Immortal is $100,000. Yeah. When I go to Costco, it's easy 3. It's 3 to 4 every time I go. Now, of course, Costco is Costco. There's so much tempting stuff there, I just can't help myself. Let's get some pepper down, guys. Pepper, pepper. I spent $240. I've got like 9,000 pearls in the bank. I'm going to be running out of stuff to buy pretty soon. Because like I got the Coco thing. I don't need the diving suit. I'm kind of going to be running out of... there's going to come a point where it's like, look, I want to spend some money on this game. And, you know, it's like, there's, like, I got everything. One of the login rewards coming up is 60% on the 30-day value pack. Apply a coupon on that, and that's another month. I ain't playing this game without the value pack. I guarantee you 100%. I got almost 7 months right now. Let's see how the... yeah, let's get some water and fertilizer down. I may either move this farm or put another farm over in Velia. Sloppy was talking about that today. There's a nice flat area over there. I think over where the... I don't know. I'll have to go check that out. Maybe I'll have 2 farms. I don't know. It's 10 CP for 1 large fence. From a vendor in where I go is Calpheon. It's right near the seed vendor. I'm going to make a scarecrow. I don't know, like, we were reading about it this morning. It's supposed to improve quality. I don't know what that means. Is it going to give me more of the byproduct on the pull? I don't know. $5,000 to us poor people. Yeah, I mean, it's all like, usually, like, when it comes to spending money on a game, you know, it's like I never tell people what to do when it comes to their money. Never. Never. It's all very personal, and I usually don't talk about it. This is the first time where I'm actually playing a game where I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm just going to tell you how much I'm spending. Usually I don't ask, I don't tell. It's like, hey, it's your business. I don't care. You know, what you do with your money is your money. Everyone's got a different budget, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. I'm getting kind of at a point in life where it's like, look, you know, what's that saying? You can't take it with you. You know, you can't take it with you. And I'm a boomer. Do I need to say more? You're a boomer. Of course. You frickin' wasteful people. You pollute everything. You're a boomer. That explains everything. Damn right. Give me. I want more. What is it? What are the lyrics? The life skilling, the big money's going to come later, Mailbot. The big money's going to come later. We're setting up for some huge money in the future. It's going to take a while. Grinding mobs, you can make a lot of silver. Life skilling is there's some money made, but the big money's going to be made later. What's the lyrics? Here's the mantra for Generation Jones, the second half of the boom. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. That's my generation. Rest in peace. She died. She died a few years ago. I can't play you the song because then YouTube would copyright strike this stream when I put it up to YouTube. Consume, consume. I ain't leaving this world without getting everything I want. Then you got to decide what winning is, because to me, most of the stuff you buy in this game is like, it's QOL. I consider it kind of like QOL. For me, there's no winning, because I'm avoiding PvP at all costs. So what am I winning? You know, I'm just looking for gratification, progression, gratification through, you know, accumulation. A lot of trade with the game. I'll end up buying stuff from other players maybe in the future, what I don't work on. Just that gratification of accomplishing something in a PvE environment, generally speaking. What is that winning? I don't consider that winning. To me, winning would be you're in a game, you could buy a bunch that's got a heavy that PvP is like a huge determination on it with across a number of factors, a number of metrics. And then you go to the cash shop and buy a bunch of stuff that truly helps you in PvP. And then you get an advantage over everyone else. And because of that, you win the match, or your team wins the match because they spent the most money. And because of the win in the matches, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting more loot, you're getting potentially more views on content creation. You see, I'm talking about across a number of metrics. So for me, pay to win is like, well, you know, what are you winning when you when you spend real money? What are you winning? We know we had some people spend. We don't talk during Titanic flute songs. We don't. I draw the line there. We do not talk during Titanic flute songs. We break for Titanic flute. I have my limits. I have scruples. Leon, you've been stepping on too many toes. I never liked you much myself. Now get out of here. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. American Gigolo. Pay to win. Yeah, I don't know, man. You guys got to, everyone's got to define what pay to win is for themselves. Sitting in that frickin', what was that, convertible Mercedes driving down the 405. That wind blowing through your hair. Deborah Harry singing Call Me. Damn. It don't get much better than that. You're a high-end male hooker. Hell yeah. Woo, baby. Yeah, I don't know. And I agree. Pay to win, pay to convenience. For me, it's, you know. If I went in and, like, to a game where you could buy a bunch of... I'll just use some random current... I'll think of some random currency that is never, like, just off the top of my head. Like, if I went into a video game that had, like, a currency you buy called Zen... I'll just call it Zen. And let's say you buy Zen from the company, fictitious Zen, and for, let's say, $500. And then you go into the game, and with this, you sell that through an exchange to other players. This fictitious game had an exchange where you could sell the out-of-game currency for in-game currency. And let me think of a name for the fictitious in-game currency. Let's call it Astral Diamonds. So let's say you could purchase $500 worth of Zen, come into an exchange in this game, and purchase this currency called Astral Diamonds, and then use those Astral Diamonds to purchase all this amazing PvP gear that from other players, or gear from the game itself. And then you throw that PvP gear on and do domination, or let's think of some game modes, Stronghold Siege, maybe some game mode like that. And you had a distinct advantage over everyone because of that. Now, in that scenario, I might say, hey, that's a little bit pay to win. I would probably define it like that. Yeah, that would be, to me, that would be some pay to win going on there. Yeah, so what these games do is, and BDO is brilliant at this. They give you so much, but nevertheless, you feel like you're being given a lot. But in essence, a lot of what's going on is they're giving you, in addition to that, they're giving you problems. This game keeps giving me everything. I mean, look at this. You know, look at all this stuff. This game just keeps giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're just like, damn, these guys that make BDO give me so much stuff. And then, uh-oh, where am I going to put all this stuff? Thanks for all the stuff. Where am I going to put it all? I love you giving me all this stuff, but where am I going to put it all? Well, one of your options is to own an extremely valuable thing, in my opinion, that helps resolve a lot of these little issues. And that's called the value pack. I think I've been trying to buy one on the market for 5 weeks now. Effectively, this becomes a subscription. Now, they give you a lot of deals on this. They drop value packs occasionally. But this is a case where, under the guise of giving you so much, it effectively does give you a problem too. And here's the solution. So, and there's other ways they do it as well, where it's like, you know, we're going to give you this, But to truly use it effectively, you're going to need this. Or it's going to be like, this thing in this game is so annoying. It's like, well, there's your problem. The Pearl Shop has something that will be a solution. And by the way, coming up in a few days, we're gonna, like, you're gonna go like this. You're gonna go, damn. You know, processing's such a pain. It's such a pain. It would be so nice if I could just process out of storage. Well, there's a costume for that. And you're going to be like, well, it's 2,200 pearls. And then as part of the login rewards this month, the game is going to say, hey, guess what? Here's a 50% discount coupon. So now it's 1,100. And here's a 20% coupon coming again as a login reward. Apply that on top. So now you're down to like $9 effectively for something that was 22. But they nevertheless gave you the problem potentially, and here's the solution. And here's a discount for it if you're patient, by the way. I'm not saying this is exact, but I'm just trying to give some kind of example here. So not only are there problems in this game, or problems that there may be, the solutions may be a pearl purchase, but on top of that, they might give you extreme discounts on that to make you feel like, hey, I got a good deal on this. So I feel great about it, and I'm okay. I'm okay. We got a huge discount coming for a 30-day value pack. Hey! Well, forget about the fact that those things that are in the value pack could have been things that you worked towards in the game. No. What you're going to do is you're going to say, look at the deal I got in the value pack. Look at the deal I got. I'm not complaining necessarily, but we're just talking about psychology a little bit. and I fully know what's going on here. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I know exactly what's going on here, but watch the final 2 minutes of To Serve Man, one of the Twilight Zone episodes, and you'll know what I mean. I mean, it's they're giving me food and to fatten me up, to kill me, but I'm so hungry I gotta eat it, you know. So I mean, I fully know what's going on, you know. Was it pay to win? Bip, 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 bip. No. I mean, I don't know. For me, I love this game. And it's a way for them to make money. I get something in return. They get money. They can invest more into their game or games. I will in a heartbeat. Without question. Without question. Because of what they've done since 2017. In a heartbeat. I will take this game, hands down, over a game like just of recent memory. Like compare this to New World, which was the big MMO launch last year. I will take this game hands down. If you're talking about any kind of cash out purchases, etc. like that, I am okay with it. It's not over the top. It's not over the top. If New World says, look, we charge $40 for the game, we're never going to hit you for anything else, I don't care. I don't care. Because the gameplay is of such critical importance to me that if the gameplay isn't there, who cares about anything to do with the cash shop? I'm okay with how this game is. In fact, when I look at the effort that they put into their systems in this game, I'm almost becoming to a point where it's like, you know what? I just can't trust anyone else anymore. What is this company called? Cacao? Pearl Abyss? I don't know what their name is anymore. But I inherently trust them to do great things for this game, and if they are truly working on another game or games, I'm going to put my faith that they're going to do the right thing. To make first and foremost, they're going to make a great game that I'm going to love, with in-depth systems, and with the right amount of set it and forget it. those mundane things that in a game like New World you have to do actively. The balance of mundane relative to like AFK stuff. Like certain things you have to actively do here relative to certain things that are like you can AFK on. In New World, you have to do everything. You have to do everything. Chopping trees is fun for a while, and then it's not fun anymore. This game, you hire workers to chop trees. Now, there is a certain product that comes out of gathering where you chop the trees yourself. But it's not everything. Not everything. Let's see, Jim. Yeah, thanks, Genesis, for your feedback. Countries ban games as a price money. There are no security for children. Value pack, Sylvia, Old Moon should be combined. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff they can continue to do here, but I'm just not seeing like any like huge cash grab, especially when you consider some of the games that have come out of late. And like I said, number one, I gotta have a great game. Just gotta have a great game.
Take 5 keys to success. Get the shimmering key from the lockbox so they...
I do appreciate you guys coming in today. I really do. We're going to end it here today. You know what? We're going to raid Dead Mono. Speaking of Neverwinter. He is on my Twitch team. He has raided us before, so we're going to take care of you. I think he just started his stream. So we're going to turn you over to Dead Mono over in Neverwinter. Great streamer. And so please stick around for that. Hey, and if you do enjoy his stream, please give him a follow. But I don't tell you guys what to do, okay? So I really do appreciate it. I got some videos to work on and stuff like that. So thank you guys for coming in. I really thank you. Over 30 on the raid, that's really good. Thank you guys. It's kind of a little bit of a, there's no loot drops or nothing. So thank you. I really thank you guys for coming in. Thanks for all the help too. Okay, that's it. That's it. Have a great day. Hope to see you again next time. Thanks, Heidi-O, as always. Thanks to the regulars. And hope to see you guys next time. Gaming and game commentary. Thank you, guys.